After several weeks of not really taking as good a care of myself as I would have liked to have been, this was going to be my week to get back on track. Like recommit to my healthy habits, eat foods that were more nutritious for me, make sure I was getting good sleep and all of that kind of stuff. But things didn't necessarily go my way. To see how I got on though, we're gonna have to jump back to Monday morning. Good morning, happy Monday, and happy December, which means happy Vlogmas. Oh my gosh, everything's happening. On the cards for today, we have typical Monday stuff like doing my laundry, making sure the vlog gets edited and uploaded for tomorrow, the Epic Goals work along, just like all good things. Things that are favors for future Jess, and she will be pleased with that. And in the interest of taking care of myself, we should probably also do a couple other things. For instance, tidying up the kitchen and figuring out where all of these things are gonna go now as we have new plates and bowls. And just putting away the final bits and pieces from our friend hangout this weekend. Vog will also clean the vacuum cleaner on the weekend, so we need to wait for that to dry out fully before we can actually do any vacuuming. But just in general, things need to be tidied up and stuff put away. Before we get to that though, it's going to be putting on the laundry, because I always try and do that very first thing on a Monday, because when it comes to laundry, the part that holds me up in the process, the part that means that the thing doesn't get done, is putting it away. Putting it on, not an issue. Putting it into the dryer, provided I remember, not an issue. So I pretty much try and make sure that the first thing I do on a Monday morning is put my laundry on. It takes about an hour to wash, because then, if I've timed it right, I can put it into the dryer before the Epic Goals work along starts. And in the idea of doing kindnesses for future me, we're going to make sure we keep with that deadline. One of my care tasks today is definitely going to be drinking more water, because I haven't been doing a great job of that recently. The body has definitely been parched, and I don't think that's doing favors for anything. But another favor we need to do is make sure that we keep the streak alive, get on the walking pad this time. I was going to do a walk outside, technically speaking it is nice enough to, but I've just kind of wanted to lower the bar this week. And even though going outside is still something I mostly enjoy, I have found that with the weather warming up and all of that, I've just been getting too hot. The process has not felt as enjoyable. Like, it never feels like something I regret when I finish, but because I haven't been enjoying the process as much, it means that I resist it, which means that I get that task lag happening. So I sit there in bed being like, oh, really need to go do my walk, really should get out of bed, do my walk, gotta go outside to do my walk. Whereas if I just walk on the walking pad, I can turn the YouTube on, I have temperature control, it still gets done in a more timely manner, I don't lag as much. So for this week in particular, I think I'll be doing walking pad more than outdoor walks. Hopefully I can still get some outside time, because outside time is good for us as well. I just need to build that in somewhere else. Maybe I'll like eat lunch outside. I highly doubt I will, but like it could happen. Anyways, walking time. The walk is done, the body has been moved. We are moving on to the breakfast portion of this morning's activities, which means overnight oats, which is good because I actually like made them and they're in the fridge and I got fruit with them and I haven't had them in a couple of days and I was getting antsy, and now I'm just like happy because they're back. It is a new year activity for Jess to find a suitable alternate, because as much as I like overnight oats, I don't want to eat them to oblivion and get completely sick of them, because I am that way inclined. I am the type of person who is totally fine to eat the same thing for breakfast or lunch day upon day upon day upon day until I get to one day and I'm just like, nah, I'm over it. I don't want that to happen with overnight oats, so I would like to find something else I can swap it out for so it's not something I kind of eat to death. So what is this? Choices. She obviously did a great job of mixing the chia seeds in this one, so we will eat that one first. I've got my oats, eating my oats, very much enjoying. I need to make sure I cut up my pineapple next time, because I thought I could get away with being just a little bit lazy and be like, oh yeah, we'll just, you know, do ourselves the favor of not having to get out a chopping board and cut everything up and yada yada. We'll just put it straight into the container. Delicious, but the pineapple's like large chunks, so once you put that in your mouth, there's not a lot of room for overnight oats anymore. So I will have to go and cut those up. I'll probably try and do that later today, so then tomorrow morning when I'm not feeling it, I'll at least already have that done. What I do need to do though is write myself a checklist for the day, because I have been neglecting my journal recently. Most of the time when I get busy, I neglect my planner, which is usually the most important time to use it. But my brain kind of gets into this tizzy of like, no, you don't have time for planning. You don't have time to write things down. You just have to work. You just have to do things. Which if I just took
the 5-10 minutes to plan out a list, the work that follows that would be better executed. So we're gonna make sure that that happens this morning. Even just with these little things this morning, like putting on my laundry, doing my walk, having an actual breakfast that wasn't from McDonald's, I'm already feeling a little bit better. I need to drink some more water though, so tick. We now have a list, and I'm actually feeling a lot more cleanly, and gone and had the shower, put my moisturizer on, done my teeth, because especially teeth, these little things that people often preach as being like, oh, you wouldn't forget to brush your teeth, that kind of thing. When I'm a stress miss Jess, heck yeah, I forget to brush my teeth. So feeling much nicer, feeling very mouth clean and overall clean. And now it's time to clean up my desk. Because although it's not necessarily the worst thing anybody has ever seen, there's enough clutter on here that it'll definitely distract me from my work today. It is not perfect, but it is definitely better, much more workable. For now though, it's time for the Epic Goals work along, so I'm going to be editing last week's vlog. I don't know how long this will take. I'm hoping it won't take all day. We will have to wait and see, because my list for the day, although extensive, a lot of this stuff shouldn't take me too long, so I'm hoping I can get through all of it. Hey, how's it going? What are we working on today? Yeah, I am going to be editing last week's video, and if I manage to get that done in a super timely manner, which is highly unlikely, I might move on to podcast editing. All right, I'll check back in an hour. Give myself a panic because I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I have 4 hours and 20 minutes of footage for last week? And then I remember there's a 50-minute clip of us setting up the Christmas tree in here. So yeah, that's why. Haha, joke, something went wrong adding the footage to the timeline. I actually have 5 hours and 10 minutes of footage, so yay! But some of those clips are just longer because they were setting up the tree. So once those ones are edited down, it shouldn't be that bad, in theory. 1 hour in and we have almost 13 minutes edited. But I do have to go and put on the second load of laundry because Monday for me is like all laundry day. Vogel does his own clothes, but I do like clothes and towels and all that kind of stuff on a Monday, one after the other, because then I know they're all done. I just usually set it on a delay timer so that then when it's done, in theory, the dryer will be done at the same time so that I can just move all of the laundry from here over to there unobstructed. Vogel has also done us a kindness and tidied up the kitchen, to the extent of moving the stuff over here because we still need to make decisions about it, but it's not in the kitchen. So we have bench space to work, which is nice. Progress has been made. That one is exporting and is exporting before 9 p.m, unlike last week, which does feel like an accomplishment. As I went through, I took some screenshots for potential thumbnails, so that's good, which means pretty much as soon as that one is exported, I want to be uploading it, have it ready to go so that we can focus on the next piece of content. Boom, even better. We have another one exporting. Podcast Jess is like, bruh. But if we get this one completely uploaded, that'd be 2 things uploaded today, which is pretty sweet. And that would mean we only have 38 more videos to do in 28 days, which would make the ratio a little bit better. One of the problems I'm currently having right now though is that I can feel a soreness in my throat, and I am sincerely hoping that I'm not getting sick. Like if I am, it's probably my fault, but no, I have things to do, including taking care of myself, and it would be really just great if I wasn't getting unwell. Fingers crossed. I gargled some salt water. It was not very pleasant. I'm hoping that that helps in some way. And notably in that time, my throat has gotten even sorer. I think that I will have a hot drink tonight to try and soothe it a little, just try and rest it a bit, because tomorrow we're supposed to be recording another podcast episode. It'd be really nice to be able to talk in that, because the podcast is always more fun when we're conversing with each other. Not that we've ever done like a solo mode podcast or anything. Vogel made us steak and veggies for dinner, which was quite pleasant. Always nice to have a home cooked meal. And then I cut up my pineapple to do future Jess a favor, froze some of it so it doesn't go off like my last batch of pineapple did, because I didn't have yogurt, so I couldn't make my overnight oats. So yeah, wah wah. My aim for this evening is to rest my throat. I'm also looking at possibly getting a new tripod, because the one that I have is very small, like my take around with me outside of the house one, very small. But because it is as small as it is just kind of like a desk mount one or a floor mount, but it only goes like yay high off the floor. And I've seen people use one that kind of goes to eye level which is still quite compact, which I thought was kind of cool. And I'm thinking, like, if we're going traveling, it would be nice to have something compact that does tall, or at least higher in terms of the verticalisms compared to the one I've got. And we have just like a little bit left of some Black Friday sales, so maybe I could snap one up. We'll have to see. Really, more than anything though, I'm just trying to rest my throat because it is still sore. I hope this passes quickly. In an attempt to soothe the throat, we are making a drink. 3 guesses as to what it is. It's been a second since I've made a hot toddy, so hopefully I don't get the ratio wrong. Not the most attractive one I've made. I didn't put the lemon round in there because we didn't really have a lemon suitable for that, but it tastes pretty good, and hopefully it'll make my throat feel better. My drink was very pleasant. I ended up just doing some journaling, watching over another podcast episode. So that one's ready to upload now. I got it exported at least, so that's exciting. I don't have a thumbnail for it yet though, so that's a tomorrow me problem. I sincerely hope that I can speak without pain tomorrow, because right now, even though this isn't that bad, I did try and say something to Vogel before and it hit just the right pitch to be not very pleasant. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle, take it to bed, go to sleep. So, good night. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. As is typical with a sore throat, it got a lot worse overnight. And while it has calmed down a bit now, it ended up getting me out of bed at like 5:40. Just got my iPad out, did a little bit of comment responding, tried to plug my headphones in so that then I could listen to something, maybe watch a video, but I couldn't get them to connect. So eventually I'm like, I'm just gonna try to go back to sleep. And then when Vogel got up, that woke me up, so here I am. We were supposed to be recording a podcast today. I don't think my throat is going to love that, so I've already asked Mark if we could maybe postpone that one. So I think today is going to be a lot of tea and vocal rest and just slow productivity, because there's still things I can do. I just don't want to use my voice very much, so might be a quiet day. For now though, I'm just gonna sit in bed for a little bit more. Why is it that when you start trying to take care of yourself, you get sick? That's just rude. Another 3 videos off my list today, so that's pretty good. And I didn't use my voice all that much because we want the throat to get better quickly. Still kept the exercise streak alive though, so that's something to be proud of. And opening a curtain one-handed is difficult. I also bought part of Mum's Christmas present, so that's good progress. And I was planning on wrapping another gift that arrived the other day, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. For now, I'm gonna go grab Vogel. We're gonna get some dinner because he went to an office party, so he's not super hungry, and I'm not cooking. It's not happening. And then I think we're just gonna hang out on the couch and watch the More Critical Role. Kind of just take it easy. I think I'm kind of worked out for today, in the sense of not wanting to do any more work. I am a little bummed that we couldn't film the podcast episode today, but my throat would not have been able to handle the jandal. But we have at least rescheduled that one for later in the week, so that should be alright. It is on family Christmas day, so I need to make sure we kind of keep to time so I can go to family Christmas. But that's a weekend us problem. It's not for right now. For right now, I need to get my shoes on and go get Vogel.
Hello everyone! Today we had a PSA meeting for our National Delegate Committee that I am on. And then after that we had a Christmas party for the Wellington delegates, and I won an award for Most Reliable Delegate. And now I'm like, oh god, I better live up to that. But I got some little nifty things, and this was one of our favourite ones. So, people over profits. Not at you guys at the camera. You guys are all cool. It's the businessmen that are watching. You know who you are.
The businessmen that are watching.
Yeah.
Like, what, 0.03%
Yeah.
of the audience.
That's why we can say this, guys. They're not really watching. But if they are, people over profits. I also like my mug. Mug's pretty cool too.
Congrats on your award, Vogel.
Thank you, B. I was incredibly awkward accepting it.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
I was so humbled. I'm still feeling new delegate in the grand scheme of things. And so I was like, oh, so sweet, you guys.
Yeah, Vogel's a national delegate. He's like kind of a big PSA deal.
Yeah, but I only play that up when I'm with Jess. I don't do that at work. That would be rude.
That would be a little weird.
Yeah.
You're working for the better of the people.
100%.
This month.
Yeah. Got you, people.
Well, it is now definitely later than I would like it to be, given that I'm not yet in bed. But I'm going to bed. I'm hoping to get a good night's sleep. I have things to do in the morning. I'm sincerely hoping that my throat is better enough that I can do voice recording tomorrow, because that's kind of the next main editing step for some of the videos I have, and I'd like to get them underway. If not, I'll do some video planning, but that's tomorrow me's problem. Anywho, filling up my water bottle, going to sleep. So, good night. Good morning, happy Wednesday. We are awake a little early, not as early as yesterday, which is a plus, and with a throat that is much less sore. But Vogel is still sleeping, so we are being quiet. I am already at my computer, not really ready for the day at all. Like, this is bed Jess at her desk, but it turns out that I put the wrong QR code on the Change Your Life intro video, so I'm like, no, that will not stand. We are making sure that that is correct. So I had to go and make the right QR code to fix the picture, to then put it into the video footage, to then re-upload the video, re-delete the other video, re-link all the videos that link to that video, blah blah blah. It's cool, it's fixed now. I'm feeling better about it. It's just a little frustrating because obviously that video has been up for like 5 hours, and that means that any views that video has accumulated, any comments, gone. Oh well, it happens. I'd rather the QR code be correct. That's more important. It's kind of hard to know if you've got the right QR code because the way that I make the QR code pictures, effectively, I go onto my QR code generator, make the actual QR code itself, but it's just a QR code. It doesn't have any like little label on it or anything like that. So to make a picture like this, I need to put the white box in. I then write the text on the bottom, I put the QR code on top and such, and I just use the same template over and over again. But that means that I have to like size the QR code section appropriately, and when I size it, I use the last one as a reference, which means sometimes I resize the new one and then delete the new one by accident. And because they're QR codes, I don't really easily see the difference between them. So the one that I did have on that last video was linking to something else, like just not right. But that's okay, it's all fixed now. Everything is good. It is a grey and gloomy looking day, which honestly is fine for me. I wasn't planning on going outside anytime soon anyways. I do want to make sure that I keep the streak alive, do my exercise, all of that kind of thing. And I found a longer video yesterday that I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a walking video. I'm gonna save that one. And thankfully I was able to hold to that. So I have a nice video to watch while I walk. It's always kind of important to me to find the right length of video. It needs to be the right length and the right level of engaging. Otherwise, I just will kind of like constantly be checking the time on the walking pad to be like, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? But it's not walking time just yet. I think I might set myself up a task list for the day because I haven't written one yet. If my throat is feeling well enough, once I actually get underway with work, I might try and do some voice recording stuff for like voiceovering for videos. But that's a later me problem as well. The list has been written. It is time to go for a walk to downstairs and then walk on the walking pad. Oh yeah, keeping the streak alive.
I need to keep the streak number somewhere a little more visible. I have set it up in my journal for next year, but I don't have it in my current everyday journal. It's still in my health journal, which is getting retired next year, just because I wasn't really checking in on it, and all of the reference material that was in there, I would rather just keep in Notion. The only real kind of tracker that I had in there that I was aiming to keep updated was that exercise log, so I'd rather just put it in my everyday journal. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yet again, the house is in a state because grub mode. One of the things with a rainy day is that I always worry that you won't be able to hear any voiceovering I'm doing. But we're just gonna hope for the best, because I need to voice over my goal planner setup video, which I'm very excited to get like finished, wrapped up or whatnot, because I feel like once I do the voiceovering, I can then start actually getting in there and reflecting on my goals from the year, planning goals for next year, yada yada. But work first. It is almost 12 o'clock and that one is exporting, which means it's probably about time to start thinking about lunch and then whatever next video I'm going to be working on. Lunch is done now though, and I'm getting myself ready to film for another video. This one I don't have to talk through as I film, which is going to be nice because my throat is still a little bit sore, especially given that with voice recording for the other video, it's now a little more tender than it was previously. Like, not as bad as yesterday, but still, I don't want to do too much talking. One of the fun things though is that given the fact that I was sick, I messaged my friends to be like, oh gosh, you know, not feeling good. Turns out they are sick as well. So normally if I was feeling like this, I probably wouldn't go to our midweek mafia hangout. But given that Rachel is also feeling unwell, we're just gonna go and be sick buddies together. Have some very chill vibes. Mainly because I do think that the socialisms of our midweek mafia hangout are worthwhile. And neither of us are feeling so sick that it feels like we shouldn't hang out. Yeah, I mean, I still like to be feeling better than I am right now, but you know. Well, I have officially finished the first January video in terms of like, not the first one that will come out chronologically, but the first one I've done for January. And given it's pretty much the start of December, that feels pretty good. I haven't gone and recalculated my ratio in terms of number of days left for working on stuff before we go to Korea versus number of videos to make, but I'll do that after I get myself another drink. I don't think I'm going to be able to get another video out today because I don't have anything else filmed. Ow, 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 ow. The body is violence. But maybe I could plan some videos and then I'll have those kind of ready for filming for when I feel a little bit better and ready to film. That would be a good idea. Ow. Cramps. Because of course the body was like, oh no, it's not sufficient that you're sick. You need to have your period as well. According to the spreadsheet, we have 26 days remaining, 31 videos to do, and a ratio of 1.19 videos per day. Considering not that long ago, we were at like 1.4, not too shabby. I definitely don't remember what my last chicken was, but right now it is 5:43, so time to start thinking about getting my stuff together to head off to Rachel's. I think I'm gonna take myself a sachet of a chai latte mix I have because it'd be just nice to have a hot drink. I think the throat would appreciate it. Yes, some kind of like lemon honey tea would probably be better, but I don't care. I want a chai latte. I'm pretty pleased with the progress I made today though. I am probably going to turn tomorrow into more of a planning day than a filming day. I'm very much trying to make it so that my filming days are when Vogel isn't around, and he was here today, but I managed to do my voiceovering without any kind of major background disturbances. I mean, if there were any major background disturbances, I always take those out anyway, or at least try to. But I also feel like I haven't gone and done a great job of mapping out what needs to be done when for each piece of content since redoing the schedule, or like redoing the video list. So I might work on that tonight, but more than anything, I think I want to start brainstorming goals for next year because it's kind of just where my enthusiasm is right now. We're leaning into joy. We're doing things that are going to make us happy. But to do that, I need to get my stuff together.
Rachel though. We had paninis, which were in ciabatta pockets because who can even find paninis in this country, I swear. They were very tasty though. Did some journaling, did a little bit of goal brainstorming for next year, and now I'm home. It is late and it is time to go to bed. And I could definitely use some rest, so good night. Good morning, happy Thursday. The throat is not necessarily sore today, but is still feeling a little meh. So hopefully by the time I wake up tomorrow, it'll be okay. I didn't make my overnight oats yesterday, so I don't really have a proper breakfast plan for this morning, which I am decently bummed about. I might just have porridge, maybe something warm on the throat will be good, especially because we have a live stream today. And typically in live streams, I do a lot of talking. I'm hoping that I can maybe just slow down the pace today or figure out some way to make it so that it isn't a giant kind of like burden on the throat. I don't think it'll be all that bad because I did manage to do the voiceover for a video yesterday, which is also several hours of talking, but there are typically more pauses when I do that, so we'll see. On the cards for today, as well as doing that, we have video prep to get done. We are also going to be going out for tea because it's date night. And if I get the opportunity, I might do a little more goal planning. But the thing we're going to be planning in the live stream is reset week. And I'm actually kind of thinking that given the busyness at this end of the year, I might start my reset week tasks early. And technically speaking, I already have. Because usually in reset week is when I would be doing all of my goal planning and such. And I did start brainstorming yesterday. So I think that because reset week is Christmas week and there are going to be celebrations and other things going on, it might be a kindness to future Jess to just do a couple of the tasks where I can. The ones that I can do kind of in advance, I just start with, not necessarily like all at once and all today or anything, but maybe pace them out a little bit. So yes, reset week will still be the reset, but maybe we could do some pre-reset tasks, which would usually be reset week tasks. Yeah. For now though, I need to get up, get dressed, and get on the walking pad. Alrighty, I changed my mind. We're still gonna walk, but given my lack of breakfast, I'm going to order breakfast, and I'm going to walk until it arrives. So I have no idea how long I'm gonna be walking, but I better order breakfast soon so I don't spend too long walking, because there's still a live stream to do. It off, which is crazy. So, it's their best sale of the year. Walk, breakfast, shower done, feeling a lot more prepared for the day. We're just heading to the office so that we can get ourselves prepared for the stream so that we can start on time. But also, Spotify Wrapped came out today. I'm quite curious to see what mine looks like. Most years it's the same. Like, Simple Plan is #1, or maybe Fall Out Boy, or like, those are typically my heavy hitters. But I don't know, I feel like I've listened to some different music this year. I'm the kind of person who finds a song, likes a song, adds it to the top of her playlist, and then just listens to that one song on repeat, which means that song and whatever's directly under it usually get a lot of plays. For instance, one year, my 5 top songs were 5 in a row on my liked playlist because I had added this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and I liked that top one so much that I kept playing it and forgot to turn on shuffle so it would just go through. And then I'd start again, and then I'd start again. I'm suspecting we might have a similar performance this year. Also, since coming back from our holiday, I feel like this isn't working anymore because I did reach this weight, or like the weight that was on here before it, but now I'm higher, and I kind of feel like I should just take the tail and put it back up the top and kind of like reset the board a little bit because it's gonna take me a second to get back to here. Eating not so great will do that to you. I was also wondering if the sun had been bleaching these, and yes, it definitely has. So that was the tail. I just went and put it up, and then all of those paler pink stripes at the top, that was what was exposed to the sun. So it looks a little strange, but it's fine. They're just sticky notes. I'm not gonna worry about them too much. We have the streaming software ready. The desk is set up, and I took a photocopy of my last set of reset week plans because that's what we're doing in today's stream. I figured that rather than starting from complete and utter scratch with it, I would just kind of use the last version as a soft starting point or like a template. Not everything on there is going to be relevant, but I can kind of use that to bounce ideas off of, like build upon it, I guess, and then notably put it into my new journal. That one is looking good. I'm probably going to start some of these tasks before reset week, but at least I've got my plans in my planner. I looked at my Spotify Wrapped and it is literally just as I suspected. So these are the most recent songs that I have added to my liked list on Spotify. Most listened was How It's Done. Second most listened was Don't Hold Back. third was magnet, fourth was no broke boys, and fifth was affirmations. So like they're all right here at the top. And I'm definitely noticing a trend. It's all like a I'm awesome, good things are coming to me, I can get things done type music, and I'm very much for it. We are literally just in the bathroom so I can show you that my phone case arrived, and now I have a pop socket on there. How fancy! I always said I was never going to be the kind of person who has a phone case, but the tripod I ordered required some kind of mount, and the easiest mount to use is a MagSafe one, so MagSafe case. And the pop socket was an accidental arrival because my order got packaged wrong, so I'm like, well heck, I've got that and I've got the case now, so I might as well use the thing. Here's a close-up of the pop socket. It's so cute! I don't know how long I'll keep it on there, it might kind of annoy me, but for now, it is video planning. I wrote myself a list of how many videos I have to plan, and it's a few. Like, according to my calculations, technically speaking, we have 30 videos and 25 days to make them. But of those 30 videos, 8 of them are either live streams or vlogs. So they kind of have very set specific times that they have to be done. So if we take those out, that's 22 videos. And I'm pretty sure all 22 of those videos require some level of planning. So I need to think about what needs to be done for each of them, what kind of preparation or planning I need to do, because some of them need like full talk points, whereas some of them just need general ideas jotted down. I wrote myself a list of the ones that I think I can tackle at the moment. I don't think I'm going to get all of them done today. That's not the intention, but it's more so I have the capacity right now to do some of it. Or like that could be a video that I write some things down, whereas some of them it's like I really do have to wait until a little closer to the end of the year before I can do anything related to that. Like for instance on here I haven't put down making my Change Your Life plan because I don't know what goals I'm going to be working on for the next round of Change Your Life. So there's not a lot of point to add that to the list when there's nothing that I can do about it just yet. Anywho, let's do some video planning. Tippy-tappy-typey work. So I'm getting super distracted, mainly because I am currently, well, that's a strong word for it. I was planning out the video on my full Notion tour, but then as I started to look through the sections, I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. We should move this over here and that can be streamlined and yada yada. So I started doing that instead and then ended up thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna move everything out of my work wiki into my notes section so that then I just streamline that because there's not much point in having a work wiki. And then I remembered there are some things in the work wiki that aren't actually for me, they're for other people, so I have to share it with them and it makes more sense to be in there. So then I had to undo the thing that I just did. Bob. I was also in part getting up to take my plate to the kitchen and didn't actually pick up my plate. So let's go back and get the plate. Classic me. But I do definitely think that my heart isn't in planning that video, so I might change to a different one because if it was that easy to get me distracted from planning that video, then I might as well just turn my attention to something I can actually plan right now. The hard part is I don't really love planning my videos out, mainly because as I start planning them, I'm just like, I just want to film it. But I'm not in a filming kind of headspace right now. I don't feel camera ready, mainly because I'm not. So given the fact that it's just gone 3 o'clock and I will be leaving the house at approximately 5 o'clock-ish, I would like to get through some more planning before the end of the day. I'm going to change to a different video topic. I also very much want to take the rest of the evening off so that then I just can have some chill time. I don't know if Vogel was wanting to do anything in particular as part of our date night, but maybe just hang out with him, sit on the couch, could read a book, could watch something. For now, I need to finish doing my planning though. Alrighty, I made a bit of progress. I think I have planned to the point where I can film it about 4 videos. I might be counting wrong. Notion tour, that's one of them. Lists for an awesome 2026, that's another. I started planning templates to make life simpler. I haven't gotten very far with that one. I planned the podcast episode we're going to be recording this weekend. And something else. Oh yeah, daily planning routine. There we go. So that's 4, right? I can't count. Right now I need to get ready though because it's date night and I need to make sure I take a shirt for Vogel because he requested one. I need to put some better pants on because this one is, they're bleach stained. I'm not wearing those to dinner. And then just get myself ready to go.
Dinner is done now. We had a very enjoyable time out, and most importantly, I made my overnight oats for tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. So I'm gonna have breakfast for the rest of the week. But now though, Vogel is in his office, almost doing stuff that he wants to do, and I am going to do some more goal planning. Oh, don't Michael Myers me! Vogel's wrapping a prezzy. He's doing a great job.
It's not my best effort, but I tried.
I think it was great.
Oh, it's still on. Okay. Hello, Freegans.
I have made some decent progress in terms of my goal setting, but for now, it is time for bed. Because it is 9:41. Ideally, I would probably have been in bed earlier, but it didn't happen that way. I will definitely need to get some more sleep than I have been, though. So I'm thinking tomorrow I might set an alarm for myself, in the sense of an alarm to go to bed, not an alarm to get out of bed. I might turn my alarm for tomorrow off. She says as though her alarm has been on. I wish my internal body clock would just let me sleep in. That'd be nice, because obviously I'm having a hard time just going to bed. It's one of those like rebellious things where rebel brain's like, I haven't had enough leisure time. You haven't given me enough time to do other stuff. So I'm just gonna stay up late and reclaim my time that way. Sigh. Anyways, time to go to sleep. Good night. Good morning. Happy Friday. I am having a lazy morning. Vogel's alarm woke me up at 7, so didn't get sleeping as much as I would have liked, but it's all good. I'm still in bed and it's like 10 to 8. On the cards for today, get up, exercise, breakfast, shower, filming. Yes, there we go. That is the play. I do also think that in terms of my overnight oats, because I have been having the pineapple tropical flavor one or whatnot for a decent while now, it might be nice to get back to some other flavors. In particular, I'm thinking apple, like apple cinnamon, apple pie type deal. We're going back upstairs because I forgot my water bottle. Yes, I do have my half-drunk cola from yesterday, but that is not how I want to hydrate this morning. Firstly, it's flat, and secondly, like, let's just give somebody some water. Much better. The throat irritation has been reduced to a tickle today, so I'm hoping that I can actually get through the filming mostly unscathed, or at least the throat won't be the part that holds me back and with me not being able to make my words right or something, as is typical. But this is going to be the last major work day for the week, because tomorrow we have family Christmas. Like, yes, I am going to be recording a podcast as well before we go out, but mostly family Christmas. And then Sunday we have 2 separate events to attend, which I never like having double events on any day, to be honest. Like, I can kind of make my peace if they're fairly separated in terms of time block, but this one is like, one starts at 2, the other one starts at 2:30. So we're going to go to the 2:30 one first because it's going to be shorter, and then hopefully go to the one that started at 2, but we'll probably won't get there till like 4:30. It's a bit messy. And that's just because it's my niece's 2nd birthday versus Vogel's colleagues' kind of like final hurrah before they leave the country. So I'm like, they both kind of feel important. Normally I just go with whichever one invited me first. But we need to fill up the water bottle and go for a walk.
Super excited for the greens. I love that there's already...
Most excitingly, we also had a package arrive today, and I'm pretty sure this is my Secret Santa gift. Even though I'm definitely feeling gross and in need of a shower, I kind of just want to open it now. Oh, what a fun box. They got all the decorations on it. That's really sweet. Thank you, Veronica. This is really special. All of my little bits and pieces, Veronica. This is such a sweet stash. Now I just need to go find homes for all of these bits and pieces. I'm quite excited about these stickers. I like the gold shine on them. They're pretty. And I also thought that these ones were really cute. I've put the goods away safely now, gotten ready for the day. It is time to do some filming. I am hoping to film at least 3 videos today. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I have energy for, honestly.
And although it is the last workday for the week, at least the plan is for the last kind of proper workday for the week, I would usually kind of double down, really work through until like bedtime, but I think I will rest. I think that once the workday is over, whenever I feel like my energy is depleted and it's time to tap out, I'm just gonna go downstairs and like do some gaming or some reading or something chill. Trying to like tidy up my desk while we talk about this because I need to make sure that everything is in order so that the filming doesn't look weird with like stuff in the background. And I need to think about what camera angle I'm going to be using for this video. The first one I'm filming is my Notion tour, and this is where my computer monitors are, but that is where my camera is. So if I'm looking at my computer monitors, you'll just see the side of my head, and that's not like super pleasant. But I also don't really feel like moving my camera. I'll figure it out. I just need to like have a think about it. I have filmed but one video and am already feeling like I'm done for the day. It would be an awful shame to waste the fact that I did my hair though. But I tried a new camera angle and I haven't used that one before, so it wasn't too shabby. I think I might use it in future for anything that I want to do where I want to film me at the computer or like working on the computer with a screen grab, just because I think the angle is a little bit nicer rather than the side of my face or whatever. And I was hoping to film at least 2 other videos today. One of them on closer inspection, I don't think I can. I kind of want to leave that to maybe a little bit later. But the other one, I feel like I just need to reposition my camera and get that one done. The problem is with my throat not feeling as well as it can, it's taking me a lot longer to do the filming because I have to keep pausing to either have some water or clear my throat or whatever. So it is making the process just a little bit frustrating. But I do think that having at least 2 things filmed before I sign off for the day would at least make me feel more accomplished. And in feeling more accomplished, I could then go into my leisure time not feeling guilty. It's one of those things that like logically I know if you're not well and you need rest or whatever, you just take it. Like I get that, but getting it to then not also trigger feelings of guilt around not getting as much done and all of that kind of thing, I haven't managed to get to that point yet. It's something I'd like to work on, but it's also not a right now task. I made a huge mistake. I watched the wrong video and then completely forgot that I put mascara on for filming, and now I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? I'm a panda or a trash panda, one of the two. I need to go clean myself up. Ridiculous. I don't know, I'm sure I can film videos like this. It's a good look. No. There we go, that's a lot better. I don't know if there's any other videos I want to film today, or if I can be bothered. Maybe I'll do some editing or something. Let's go have a look. Having a look at the 30 odd videos that we have left, 2 of them are already filmed, so I don't have to worry about those. And 11 of them are either like live streams or weekly vlogs, or like I just don't have the materials ready for them. And then of the ones that are left, at least 14 of those I can't do anything about, but I think I found one more that I can film the intro and outro of, and then I might call filming over for the day. And I think that until Vogel gets home, I'm just either going to do a little bit of editing or maybe some goal planning. And I think in the interest of following my joy, it might be goal planning. I have officially decided to call it for today in terms of videoing. So I have my goals journal to do some goal planning, and I got myself an iced tea, which is quickly running out because it's really tasty, so I'm drinking it quite quickly. But I'm hoping to get a decent chunk of my goal brainstorming done today, so that then sooner rather than later, maybe I can set my goals for next year. There's no specific rush, it's more so just getting related video content sorted, to be honest. And I don't want to pick them early just for the sake of getting videos up, but I am excited about thinking about them and excited to pick them out, so still leaning into joy here. What is also going to be quite joyful is not doing any more filming or voice recording today because my throat is starting to get sore again. I don't want to like reverse the progress that I've made or anything. So I'm going through and writing down a list of things that are like, you know, holding me back from being the version of myself that I want to be, essentially. It's one of the questions that I'm using to help me set goals for myself. And so I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, well, what's holding me back from taking time off? Outside of the fact that I have a tendency to squander my work time sometimes, just because I get distracted or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Now you need time to catch up on the stuff that you would have done when you were squandering your time. So you like don't get to have rest time, or like your work bleeds over into what would be your rest time or your downtime. But I kind of think the other thing that maybe holds me back from taking regular rest periods is this kind of like somewhat irrational fear of being perceived as being lazy. Which I feel like saying it out loud, it sounds silly, but it is kind of how I feel. Like maybe kind of a worry that people will see my work as easy and thus shouldn't take as long or shouldn't take as much effort, energy, or whatnot. And thus, because of that, I should work more to make up for the fact that it's easy. I don't know how to vocalize this, but hopefully you kind of get what I mean. So I'm kind of sitting here thinking like part of the reason that I don't take more breaks for myself is because I don't want this hypothetical person who's like, you know, out there looking from the outside in or whatever is gonna see me taking a break and go, oh, okay, so she's not a hard worker. And even though it sounds silly, it is still something that holds me back from taking breaks and taking rest. But anywho, still working on my goals, goal setting and all of that. Got a decent chunk of stuff written down thus far. Still got more things to write though. These are only some of my prompts, so yeah, keep it on going. It is now 7:45 and Vogel isn't home yet because he finished work late. He went to go get the groceries. He's picking up dinner because neither of us are in the mood to cook or clean up after the fact. I've just finished off another full spread of goal brainstorming type stuff. They're not all goal ideas, they're more so answering questions to help me uncover my goal ideas. But very annoyingly, there is an irritation in my throat. Like, that's not news, obviously. But there's an irritation in my throat that feels like something is blocked in there and I can't like drink anything to get rid of it and I can't cough to get rid of it and it's just really annoying. And the more I try to get rid of it, the more I irritate my throat. So I feel like I'm not doing myself any favors right now. I have also tried screaming into the void. That did not help either. I'm gonna go downstairs though, maybe turn on the Xbox and do some gaming or something until Vogel arrives home. And then after he arrives home, I might continue with that because I feel like I need some time away from goal setting, away from the computer to just be more chill. And I feel with all of this attempted throat clearing, I've also ruined my voice. I sound weird. Or at least I sound weird to me. I don't necessarily sound weird to everybody. My vocal fry is definitely worse. I know my vocal fry is typically not the greatest, but like, that's just how I talk. I do remember many years ago, somebody commented on it on a video, and I did take that to heart. I was like, oh God, like, do I sound awful? Do people not want to listen to my videos because I sound like crapola? Didn't stop me from making videos though. And I still definitely have vocal fry. So if you were that person who commented that thing many years ago, sorry about it. But also, hey, you stuck around, so it couldn't have been that bad. They probably didn't stick around. They are probably not here. Today was going to be the day that we were going to wrap all of the presents for family Christmas tomorrow, but we did that yesterday. Favors for current us, or at the time it was favors for future us. I'm glad I don't need to do that right now. It means I can more genuinely take the evening off, which is nice. I just got into the game and the garage door just opened. So Vogel's home and it's dinner time. After our dinner and a bit of gaming time though, I think it is time to go to bed because my my voice is not doing well. I keep phasing between either super low pitch or super high pitch, and it's not like fun for me to listen to, so it's definitely not fun for anybody else to listen to. Not that I'm doing a lot of talking, but I think going to bed would be a good idea. Plus, given that it's 2 minutes to 10, this will be one of my earlier bedtimes in the past many moons. And the body could use the rest. Tomorrow we have some prep stuff that we need to do before we go to Mum and Dad's. And Mark and I were going to be recording a podcast, but it seems that his household is unwell. So we're going to put that off till next week, which does free up my morning a little bit, which is good. Because it means we can do some of those prep tasks before we head off to Mum and Dad. So it should be alright. I sincerely hope that whatever irritation I have in my throat is gone tomorrow. Like, yes, I woke up this morning, it wasn't super irritated, but then throughout the day I got that weird feeling back where it's like, oh, there's something in there. I'm like, there's not. I've already tried to get anything out. There's nothing there. Just stop being annoyed. It's cool. This is just what happens when you get unwell. Looking forward to tomorrow though. Should be good to spend some time with the fam. For now though, it's time for bed. Good night. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I am up, awake, tired, ready to go and do my walk so we can keep the streak alive. I think I might actually have breakfast first. I'm feeling a little peckish. On the cards for today though is family Christmas. Very excited for that. Just hanging out with fam,
maybe doing some planning for our Korea trip so we know what we're going to be doing when, swapping gifts, having food, all the good stuff. But before that, we do need to prepare our contributions for food. Vogel is making a bean salad. I need to whip some cream because we're going to have that on our mini pavlovas. And in theory, we were going to aim to get to mum and dad's by 20 past 10, but we also have to wait on brother and sister to get here so that then we can all go up together. So we'll see what time they arrive. Ingredients have been prepped and they've been packaged, and now we're getting things together so we can skedoodle. Vogel's looking super festive.
What does my shirt say?
That you're being festive. But we are ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready to go. Most pleasant evening and day with the family, just playing some games, having food, having chill time and bants. Brother and sister didn't end up getting here until a fair bit later, so rather than doing lunch, we kind of mainly did dinner, but it was still delicious. I'm very full and also very tired, which makes sense because it is actually 11 o'clock. I didn't realize it had gotten that late. We should probably go home. We are home. It is like 5 minutes to midnight, thus I am going to bed. But tomorrow, no work. Taking it chill. Social events to go to, but taking it chill. I think that the body will appreciate that. Anyway, good night. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I conned the body into having more sleep. We woke up originally at a little before 7, and I'm like, no, get more rest. So ended up waking up again at like 9 something. Yay, hacks. It is now about 10:15 and I should probably get out of bed. Gonna keep the streak alive, do some exercise, just keep it very chill. And then I think rather than doing any work today, I might just do some more goal planning in an attempt to be a little more chill, pick the work back up tomorrow type thing. One of the things that I've noted about my current unwellness is that I start the day feeling pretty okay. And then when we get to about 4 o'clock beyond-ish, that's when things just kind of go downhill. I'm like, checked out, done type of a deal. It's like being upright the entire day just means that the body's like, it's a no from me. So I'm thinking possibly I might give the second event today a miss. Vogel can still go. He'll have a great time, but I might just stay home because I think I'll probably have enough energy for 1. I don't think I'll have enough energy for 2. Right now, I just need to muster the energy to get out of bed, which I'll do in a second. We are up, we are moving. It is time to go for a short walk. Because it will definitely be short today because I would rather sit down again. That's one of the things that I found very helpful with my idea of like keep the streak alive, exercise kind of goal, is to not set a minimum requirement for my exercise. That does mean that typically speaking, most days, if not like 94% of them, have been 25 minutes or more, usually up to like half an hour or whatever. But on the days where I'm just trying to keep the streak alive, sometimes it's like 10 to 15 minutes, and that's cool too, because it still counts. It is movement that the body would not have gotten otherwise. So keeping the streak alive, mini walk. It's just you and me, buddy. Let's do this. Walk is done, breakfast is had, we have had a shower and made it to the desk. The energy is dipping, but that's okay. I'm going to try and save as much energy as I can to go out, have my little outing, short outing, and then come home and just mwah. I feel like I've done an absolutely terrible job of checking in this week. I don't know if that's actually the case or if it's just my memory is poor, but at least that's what it feels like right now. I do think this week has been a very good highlight to me, is like, just because we intend to do something doesn't necessarily mean that's what happens. Like, my main intention for this week was to get back on track with my healthy habits and such, and the body was like, healthy? What? Who's that? So rude. But that's okay. Sometimes things happen that are outside of our control and we just have to roll with it. That's what I'm attempting to do. What I would like to do before we go out though is just do a little bit more of my goal setting, or like the brainstorming stage, so that then I can get all of my thoughts out of my head into my book so I can make sense of them and actually pick out the goals I do decide to work on for quarter one. I essentially typically at this point of year like to write myself a brainstorm of all of the potential goals for next year, kind of make a brainstorm swamp or whatnot, and then select the ones that are going to get my focus or attention just for quarter one, but still keep that list of potential ideas for the entire of the year. So it's like, here's the possible ideas for 2026. Here are the ones that I'm selecting just for quarter one. Mainly because then when I come to quarter two, it might be like, okay, well, some of those have wrapped up. I'm finished with those. Let's go back to the list and see if there's anything else I want to work on. That's not to say that I will get to all of those goals across the entire of the year, but it just gives me kind of a reference point to come back to, so I don't have to go through and do all of that brainstorming again. Have to is a strong word. I mean, you know, do as you will kind of a thing. But I do find that by doing all of that kind of brain work up front and giving myself a really solid selection of things that I could pick from, or like have actually resonated as being meaningful with me or anything like that, it just does future me a favor. It also kind of helps to calm down rebel brain, or that kind of panic that sets in when we say we're only going to work on a couple of things rather than the full suite of what we want, either in the year or life or whatever. Because by paring down and saying like, okay, well, these are like the few things or 3 things or like whatever that I'm going to work on, it can kind of kick off alarm bells in the back of our head like, oh my gosh, no, this other stuff is really important to me, and what do you mean you're not going to work on it? We're never going to get it done. It's not going to happen. You're going to be a failure, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, first of all, calm down. But secondly, by having them still on the list, I haven't scrapped them or I haven't abandoned them. It's more so just like, hey, I still want to work on them. I acknowledge that I still want to work on them, but right now we're working on this stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that by the end of today, or at least soonishly, I could have my list of possible goal ideas. And then as we get a little closer towards the end of the year, I can select the ones that I'm specifically going to work on for quarter one. Right now, the idea of working on anything is kind of like, woof. But I do know that in the new year, Vlogmas will be done and I will have a little bit more bandwidth capacity for stuff. For now though, I'm gonna put on some YouTube, drink my water, and do some goal brainstorming. I have officially finished my pre-brainstorming steps. So now I just need to go through all of the answers to the brainstorming questions that I have, or the ones that I use, and pull out what my actual goal ideas are. Essentially, I like to use a range of different brainstorming questions so that then I can do a very thorough job of getting thoughts out of my head, and essentially use the power of repetition to highlight to me what is most important, or most pressing, or most of interest to my subconscious in terms of working on. So for instance, something that came up a lot was the idea of continuing on my health journey with like weight loss and just eating better, taking care of myself like that. So more likely than not, given how many times it came up throughout the questions I was looking at, it's going to be a goal for next year. Notably, a lot of other stuff came up as well, but I'm going to have some lunch and then I'm going to start looking at organizing those. But by the time I finish lunch, it'll probably be time to leave the house, so we'll see what happens. Lunch is done now. We are just getting our stuff together. I didn't quite get on to writing down any official goal ideas for next year. I thought about it, just didn't write anything down. So that'll be a when I'm back problem, probably. For now though, off to have a short but enjoyable time with my friends. I'm home again. I spent way too much time hanging out with children. And children are so high energy and now I am tired. Not that I wasn't already tired, but you know, more tired. But it was a good time. I'm pretty sure Small Lady had a good birthday and it was just nice to hang out with some of our friends and chat. I mainly, again, talk to children instead of my actual friends, but that's okay. I am home now and I am just ready to sit on the couch and chill. Story of my life. I came upstairs to just quickly put like some things away and jump on the computer for a second to check something. I don't even remember what it was because it was like an hour ago. I would like that to happen less next year. Like less transition lag between activities, less getting super mega distracted by typically social media, honestly, and typically Instagram. Should I delete Instagram? No, I'm not gonna do that. But like, sometimes I wonder if I should. But I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna play some game. Dinner is on its way because Vogel is still at his colleague's house. So he's gonna probably be having dinner, or at least dinner-esque food there. So I've been left to fend for myself. And by that I mean I ordered DoorDash because she's not cooking. It is highly amusing to me that this week I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back into healthy habits. I'm gonna, cook my own foods and get my sleep cycle back in order and drink all my water. I have been drinking my water. I have been doing an excellent job of drinking water. I am super parched. I need to go fill up my bottle. But at least something has come out of my, the sinus, the throat, the yada yada. My will to drink water has been much greater. As said though, getting a drink, getting on the couch, getting the Xbox turned on, playing some game. Gaming was good. Vogel came home, we watched some telly, and then I fell into a Reels hole. As said, I definitely would like not falling into Reels holes to be on my 2025 bingo card. I started that sentence not really knowing where it was going to end. I'm like, we need to make this make sense, come on. But for now, it is 9:30. I think I'm gonna go to bed, maybe do some reading, and then hopefully get an early night. I say hopefully. I always wanted to get an early night because the body is like, please give me rest. And then very seldom do I actually get an early night. Stay tuned till next week to see if I actually got to sleep at a reasonable hour. If I don't get off this couch soon though, there is a very high chance that I just fall asleep here and never actually make it to bed. And I personally would prefer to sleep in my bed. Even though it was a sick week, I still think it was a good week. I'm still pleased with what I got done, even if it wasn't all that I was hoping for initially. Whether that be in terms of like taking care of myself or in terms of work. As said though, I'm gonna go upstairs, get into bed, maybe read some book, go to sleep. So now for something completely different. But also, yes. I don't know how long I'll actually keep it on there. I don't know if it's gonna ignore me. It might ignore me, guys. I'm trying that again. This is so cute. My name is Borin. It kills me. Why didn't you tell me that was your name?
Do you know what I heard him say?
What?
Does it end in O-N or A-N? I said A-N. And I did not. He said some other side, I did not hear the rest.
Borin.
I think that's my fucking name now.
I'm gonna whip myself. It's too good.
There's Jess still laughing. We were in a spirited debate and she saw that and it's completely derailed the conversation. Ridiculous.
It's too good. It's too good. And 25 days to make them. And something stuck in my throat. After several weeks of not really taking well as my... On the cards for today. Get up, shower, breakfast. No. Scrap that. Try again. Get up. For now, good night. Can't say that because it's too high pitch. I can't hit that note. Going through and planning out the video about my full notion. My Seems like his household is unwell, so we are putting that off. I didn't mean to say that with a smile. That was bloody rude. It's quite enough excitement for one day. It wasn't necessarily my best week in terms of progress, but I did still make some. Not as much as I would have liked or in all areas, but some is better than none. So I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that one. At this stage, we only have 3 weeks of the current round of Change Your Life Challenge left, which is kind of exciting, but also kind of daunting because I still feel like I have a lot that I want to get done. But if you wanted to join us for the next round of the challenge, that one being for Q1 of next year, then this video is the next one to check out. That one is our introductory video that tells you how to get involved, how to join along, and we would definitely love to have you with us. To hear all the details though, click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.